Hello, this is Resource of the Week with SolanoConnex, Mental Health, Service Access, and You. My name is Elena Starr.
And I'm Valentina Kelly. And this week we're meeting with Diana Tolentino, the Solano County Mental Health Clinical Supervisor for BHAccess and the Centralized Assessment Team. Thank you so much, Diana, for joining us today. And we're so excited to learn a little bit more from you about all that you do.
Sure, I'm glad I'm here and I'm glad I can give some information.
Thank you. And I guess to start us off, could you tell us a little bit about which organization you're from and what it specializes in?
Yes, I'm with Solano County Mental Health. And so Solano County provides services for Medi-Cal beneficiaries who live in Solano County. So in order to get services through Solano County Mental Health, you need to have Solano County Medi-Cal, or another name for it is Partnership Health Plan. And we can then work in providing you some services.
That's awesome. And then, I mean, you already brought that up, which I'm really glad you brought that up. So if you don't mind telling us, could you tell us a little bit, is partnership the same as Medi-Cal? Is Medi-Cal the same as partnership? How do those kind of go hand in hand?
Yeah, that can be quite confusing and you'll see both names in different places. So Medi-Cal is throughout the entire state of California. So, and it's based on what county you live in. So that would be Solano County Medi-Cal. And then most counties contract with different health plans, and Solano County partners with Partnership Health Plan. So it's like you have Medi-Cal, but Partnership Health Plan is your carrier or your insurance person. So you'll see them both interchanged. Some clients in Solano County choose Kaiser as their health plan. So if they choose Kaiser as their health plan, even though they have Solano County Medi-Cal, Kaiser is your health plan. So you would be going to Kaiser. The only other option is Partnership Health Plan. And that is then you can go through anybody in Solano County.
Awesome.
And what kind of services do you provide or refer people to?
So BHAccess is the initial screening place where clients can call to get a screening, and that's both adults and children. And we'll screen, and depending on the symptoms and the needs, we can refer you to the appropriate places. One of the places is our mental health clinics. There's 3 cities that have clinics in them. So Vacaville has a clinic, Fairfield has a clinic, and so does Vallejo. So if you live in the other cities like Benicia, Rio Vista, Dixon, then you would go to whatever clinic is closest to you. And those outpatient clinics both have children's services and adult services. And we have various levels of care depending on a person's need and the services that are most appropriate for you and are going to benefit you the most. The other services we have are not at the county clinics, but they are people who we contract with in the community. And that is through Partnership, who contracts with Beacon Health Options. So there's all these little contracts, but Partnership contracts with Beacon Health Options, and they're the mental health carrier in Solano County who manage more mild to moderate level of care. And that would be contracting with therapists in the community, psychiatrists in the community who can provide services for clients who have mental health need, but maybe they're more on the mild to moderate needs.
Got it. No, thank you for also bringing up Beacon. I know it can get really, the system can get really confusing, but you guys kind of, from our understanding, you guys help people kind of navigate through that, right? I mean, so if somebody didn't know, is that something that you guys could also help with?
Yeah, and that's kind of the no wrong door. So you could call BHAccess, and then based on our screening, we're going to refer you to the right person and get you connected. Or you can even call Beacon first. So you could call Beacon, they'll do the same idea. They'll do a screening and they may say, no, you need county level of care. Let me refer you to county. So BHAccess and Beacon communicate well with each other. We'll send referrals back and forth with each other. So we'll make sure that you get connected to what is the best service for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's great. And who has access to the service? I know you kind of talked about at the insurance level, but does anyone else have access to Access Line, or are there any other limitations?
Definitely anybody in the community can call BHAccess. We also provide other resources, if someone's homeless or if they're looking for, other resources, we'll definitely give you the information and contact information for other resources. But if you're specifically looking for mental health services, it is based on your insurance. So we can only provide services if you have Medi-Cal/partnership. If you have any private insurance, Kaiser, Blue Cross Blue Shield, any of those other insurances, you would need to go to those insurances. We are unable to provide services.
And is there anything that community members should know when requesting services? Like, for example, are there other languages you offer or anything like that?
Yes, on our access line, we have clinicians who both speak Tagalog, Spanish, and English. And if it's any of those other languages, we have a language link. So we're able to call language link, and we should be able to find somebody in your preferred language that we can do the interpretation during the access call. And then if you do get referred to one of our clinics for services, we will make sure that we provide an interpreter in the language that you prefer. Sometimes that might be an in-person interpreter that would come in and provide interpretation, or it may be through the phone or video call.
Great. And then just kind of one of the last questions, just so people know what to expect. I know you mentioned that you guys do a screening and then help connect to services. So is there anything else that's part of the process? Do people just call and do a screening, or what? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So when you call, the person who answers is a mental health clinician. So it is a therapist that answers the call, and they're going to do a relatively quick screening. It probably takes about 20-25 minutes. It kind of depends, but really we're just trying to get the basic information to decide the appropriate place to refer you. So we are going to ask questions about the symptoms and the problems. And let me also point out that, often for children, it's the parents calling us to refer their child. For adults, it can be the adult client themselves, or it could be a family member. It could be a spouse or a parent of an adult, child who is calling and providing us that information. But we need to know a little bit of clinically of what's going on. And then after that 25-minute call, we'll either refer you to the county clinic, and that means we're actually going to give you an appointment. We'll tell you when the appointment is and where the appointment is. If you are more Beacon level of care, then we'll send a referral to Beacon for you. And if you don't mind, I'll tell you a little bit about timeliness and kind of how quickly those appointments normally are. So we really strive that when you call Access, that you get a face-to-face appointment within 10 business days. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer when we have a lot of need and a lot of people calling. Sometimes it'll be less than that. So we really will try to get you in as soon as possible. If we determine it's an urgent need, somebody is in a crisis, needs to be seen quickly, we'll try to fit that in. The other thing we will do is we will connect them with our crisis center. So I'm not sure if people are aware, but Solano County has a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week mental health crisis center. It's located in Fairfield. And if we determine on that call that someone needs to go to crisis, then we will get them connected to them immediately. And then crisis will go from there and make sure the person's getting the services they need.
No, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Great to know about. And then do people I think you've talked about this before. You guys it's a phone call, right? Like there's no walk-in for Access. They need a call, right?
It is a phone call. If somebody walks into our clinics, the clinic will assist you in calling Access, but the way it's set up is you do need to go through Access first. But we will try to get you connected right away. If you happen to walk in the clinic, they will get you connected to us so that we could do the screening and get you referred. And part of that is because we don't want to refer you somewhere where it isn't the right place for you to go to. And that's a waste of your time. If you go into the clinic and then you get seen and then they say, no, you're not really our level of care, you need to go somewhere else, then you've spent that time and energy and then get referred somewhere else. So really, Access is to help you screen you to get you to the services you need as quickly as possible.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you. And that can be, I know when we talk with people too and trying to get services, people talk about that, like I contacted this place, but then it turned out it wasn't the right fit. So yeah, no, that's awesome. And thank you so much. I'm glad you mentioned that. And then finally, I guess the last question we have is, how can people get more information? Do you guys have a website, social media? Where can people go to look?
Yes, Solano County has a website. So SolanoCounty.com has all of the information about Solano County. But if you go on there and you look at the departments, there's a bunch of different departments, and mental health is under health and social services. So if you kind of have to navigate a little bit, so you go to SolanoCounty.com, departments, go to health and social services, and then you get another drop-down menu and it says behavioral health. So behavioral health, mental health, we kind of interchange those depending on who you're speaking to. But if you go under behavioral health, then we have a lot of resources, a lot of information. There's a map that kind of tells you all the different places in the county and where to go to. There's also a link that takes you to SolanoConnex and can help you navigate through there. So that is a great place to go to. And then Solano County does have a Facebook and has other different social media. So you can also try through there.
Awesome. Yeah. And we can put, just for anyone listening, we'll put the link in the post also to the website and your social media too. So that's great. And then this is our last question. I know the last one I said was the last one, but is there anything else you want to add? Anything else we didn't talk about? Anything people should know about? Or
I think one is just encourage people to seek out services when you need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We're really trying to destigmatize the idea that, there's something wrong or there, barriers that keep people from saying, I need some help and reaching out for help. So one is just encouraging people to take that first step, ask for help. And also to know that it is a bit of a process. So, you might call and then, you have to do the screening, or if you do call and all of the lines are busy, you might have to leave a voicemail and then we'll call you back. So it can take sometimes a little bit of work to get connected, but it is going to be well worth it. So don't get discouraged, keep reaching out and know that there's help out there. And we really want to make sure people get the services that they need.
I'm glad you said that. I love that you also mentioned reach out now. So yeah.
I want to just thank you so much, Diana, for joining us today and for teaching us about all the services that you provide and connect people to in the community. To learn more about this resource, please check out the link in our post. And we also want to remind you that if you're looking for other mental or emotional health resources and services, you can visit SolanoConnex.org, which is spelled CONNEX.org. Thank you again, Diana.
Thank you.
Thank you.